A boy was studying diligently in the classroom, but the principal loudly scolded him, accusing him of stealing knowledge from the school. It turned out that the boy was behind on his tuition for a whole semester. Just like that, he was expelled from the classroom by the principal. This is Malawi, the poorest country in Africa. The villagers, driven by short-term gains, sold the only trees in the village to a lumber company. Soon after, heavy rains arrived. Without the protection of the trees, the newly planted crops were quickly submerged by floods. Then, a prolonged drought followed. As a result, all the crops in the fields withered. One day, he unexpectedly encountered the science teacher on a date with his sister. Angry, Jack wanted to dismantle the teacher's bicycle, but just as he was about to do it, the bike's light caught his attention. As the wheel turned, the light began to flicker on and off. He had an idea. Why not generate electricity to pump water from the well and solve the drought? So, Jack found the teacher and asked him why the light worked without a battery. The teacher explained that it was because the bike had a DC generator. Jack said he wanted to make one and asked what materials he needed. The teacher said he wasn't too sure, but there were books about electricity generation in the library. He took Jack to the library, where he found a book about wind power generation. Next was finding materials to make the generator. Jack tried his luck at the junkyard. He found a battery and a small water pump but couldn't find materials to make the generator. So, he found his sister and wanted her to get the generator from the teacher. The next day, his sister got the generator from the teacher. Jack gathered his friends, and they used plastic tubes to make blades. They connected the generator to a radio. As the blades turned, the radio actually worked. A small generator was successfully made. He took his invention to his father. If they could make a bigger windmill, it could drive a water pump to irrigate the fields. However, it would require cutting up his father's bicycle for the modification. Upon hearing that his son wanted to destroy the only valuable thing in the house, he completely lost his temper. The father smashed the windmill with a slap. He warned his son not to touch these foolish things again. Soon after, Jack's dog starved to death. He hugged the dog and cried. At this point, his mother found his father and said, "We have been losing because of hunger. I lost my daughter. When can we stop losing?" He realized that praying couldn't bring them rain. He handed the bicycle to Jack, deciding to believe in his son for once. When the villagers heard about it, they all came to help. They cut down trees together and built a windmill tower. Soon, a huge windmill was constructed. Jack climbed the tall tower and connected the wires. As the windmill turned, the generator began to work. Before long, water really started flowing from the pipes. Father and son embraced each other tightly. Movie: The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind.